Hey, Katie. Oh my God. Are we really doing this?
We are. Welcome to Higher Downloads, where two moms, entrepreneurs, and spiritual seekers are getting real about doing our best to live life in alignment.
Yeah, and by getting real, we mean the raw, unfiltered voice memo version of ourselves.
And you know what we're really obsessed with lately: higher
hmm
downloads.
You know that moment when clarity arrives seemingly from nowhere? That's it. That's the higher download from your highest self.
Exactly, because we know everyone has the ability to access their own higher downloads. So nothing is off limits here. Everything in the wheel of life, from career, spirituality, motherhood, relationships.
Yep. Everything. And really through the lens of higher consciousness and joy. And we have to share our higher downloads too, right? So grab your coffee
Or your crystals, or whatever you need to have fun with us.
and get ready to tune in to your own wisdom channel because receiving higher downloads means you can live your life in HD.
Higher Downloads starts now. Welcome back to Higher Downloads.
We are so glad that you have joined us and are back with us in this middle of the year
Mid-year check-in.
halftime show.
I love a little check-in. How are we doing, fam?
Okay, well, we started off this year talking about our goal setting retreat.
Yes.
I think we even mentioned a Q1. It is mid-year-ish.
Yep.
My favorite thing about my birthday is it's literally the halfway point of the year.
Like literally, right? How many days before and after?
182 days before, 182 days after.
Wow.
Like
That's cool.
I was born at the center. When people say, "Do you think you're the center of attention?" No, but I'm the center of the calendar.
So we're just past the center halfway point of the year, and it's always a good time to check in the calendar year. But it's always,
Yeah.
I like checking in and trying to get a pulse on like, am I going in the right direction or do I need to pivot?
Yeah, because so much of life can be lived on autopilot. I say this sometimes when I'm in like executive trainings, and I always have these moments where I'm like, people are all upset. They don't want a robot to take their job. And I'm like, then stop acting like one. Stop acting like you go to work on a conveyor belt or your whole life is on a conveyor belt. And like, you're like, and it's like, yeah, pause, reflect, awareness, choice. Do I still want this? Where am I going? Where do I need to pivot?
All right. So I know we're in summer energy and it is moving fast. We're in fire horse energy. I think it's really important before we get started. I think we need to ground down a second. Take a deep breath.
Yep.
I want you guys to do the exact same thing out there listening, because it is important to slow down and actually like think about, where am I?
Yeah, and like that deep kind of breath with your diaphragm, like let your belly puff out kind of deep. It's so different. It's so different.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're serious. Take a deep breath, right? Pause it if you have to. But yes. Okay.
So, okay, let's just do this. When you choose to pause, what are you looking at?
Yeah. Maybe you set intentions at the beginning of the year. Maybe you didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe you're starting from scratch. Maybe you want to start fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what you thought the year would look like is not unfolding that way.
No, because, life be lifing.
Life be life. And while astrology is not the only thing at play, it is a big piece.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you haven't been following the astrological energies in the world and the energy in the ether, might be time to look it up and see what's hitting for you, because if you're not, sometimes those can be curveballs.
Man, it's wild. Like, we've talked about it like weather. I like to think of it, astrology like weather, and there's a lot happening collectively. And it's really hard to not believe it when you can zoom out and look at world events and things happening and being like, oh yeah, okay. There's so much evidence, right? That like we're all still breathing of the same air, of the higher, like the collective consciousness. There's something going on. So yeah, it's a pause. So when I pause, I think of, well, what did I want to do? Or how did I want to feel? Just sort of like status quo, and then like or intention versus where am I? Do I feel that way? Did I do it? How close am I? So just that. And then I do consider the astrological weather. I pay attention. Like, is there anything I can work with, or that I should be aware of? Mm-hmm. So those are some of the considerations.
Yeah. Or what I'm feeling resistant against the flows of the bigger ether energy that's happening. So
I
frame of
also,
reference.
yeah, and then I'm also beliefs. I'm looking at my mindset and my beliefs, and
Mm-hmm.
are they in alignment with my desires, or am I counteracting it?
Yep.
Like, for example, when I was writing my book, it was like I had a goal of writing in a certain timeline and being in flow state and doing those things. But then I had to look at my calendar and say, like, well, have I blocked the time?
That's right. No, it's true. And like on my journal for this year, I have like tangible, actual business outcomes that I'm trying to achieve. And then I have a section in the middle that just says like the feelings that I want to have. For example, a lot of my personal chart for this year is, yes, it's Fire Horse energy collectively, but in my chart, it's really a lot of energies around home habits and building that in. And so one of my big things is, am I building in fun? Am I building in the space that I need to have routine to take care of myself so that I can maintain sanity? And that's an easy check-in for me to like, where am I right now? Am I feeling that? And it's not been perfect. I've been ebbing and
No.
flowing.
Yeah.
But always coming back to that is helpful to gauge what to do next.
That's a good point. And, I never really, because I was so disembodied when I was in corporate burnout, I never really considered like how I wanted to feel. I just considered a to-do list. And that is a big thing. Like, do I get to experience joy and gratitude in most days? And that's a good day for me. Like, I really, really hyper focus on how I feel because I now understand that our emotional guidance system matters for how we move things forward.
It literally, what is the thoughts, behaviors, actions, like the CBT triangle? Like it's literally, the emotions are there, people. We all know we need to pay attention to them. But how you do and not be overtaken by them is also important.
It is. And like, yeah, just unexpected stuff. Things happen, hormonal shifts.
Don't even get me started.
Literally. That's a 3 episode.
We need an episode on hormones. That's definitely the dive lately.
Yeah. So lots of things outside of your control influence. And so I guess I think of the mid-year check-in, especially mid-year, as like, what are the things in my control since so much is out of my control?
Yeah. And maybe we baseline a little bit to what are the bigger picture energies that are happening?
Yeah.
Because everybody has their own chart and it's all very unique depending on what house that things are happening in and what's nuanced for you. But there's still these broad energies that really impact everybody.
Yes. Yes. So again, it's so hard because I can consume astrology and it makes a ton of sense to me. But then I would go to tell somebody and I'm like, Jupiter is trining. Wait, no, I think it's square.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we're not your number one authoritative source.
We're definitely not. We are just interpreting our experiences of it and our interpretation. So one thing that really stood out to me was, it's something Neptune, again, hilarious, something about the guru complex. And if you Google it, you'll find it. It's that general. But when I saw that, the breakdown of the guru complex keeps coming up in our different conversations, like the podcast episode with Stephen.
Oh, yeah.
And where we talked about collective consciousness moving from hierarchical systems, gurus, to
the one person at the top knows it all.
That's right. And even I think about social media, how many people have been our social media gurus, and that is not it anymore. It's the everyday people that are starting to like bubble up as authority figures, but not really authority. So anyway, to summarize, and butchering this horribly, but the guru complex is basically the energies of the planet dissolving that Neptune guru authority. So like we've been living in decades of this guru authority energy where we have kings and authorities up top, and the energies are shifting to where that's dissolving, and now you are self-authoritative.
We're thinking about self-authority, we're thinking about sovereignty that you don't export out, that someone else tells you that you're free or sovereign, that you find it in. And that also has a lot to do with the age of Aquarius. We're also challenging that in the age of Aquarius. But the way I understand Neptune is Neptune kind of clouds our thinking or knowing. And so what's happening with Neptune right now is providing clarity of what we've accepted around the guru complex.
Yeah. So let's ask maybe some thoughts they could ask themselves.
Okay.
Do you seek answers outside of yourself?
Yep. This was like one of my daily things in the pattern app that said something like, today notice if your validation is coming if you're seeking validation externally, and if so, how can you give it to yourself?
I love it.
And so it might have been the same day that I texted you and I was like, I'm seeking validation on this. And I was like, at least I'm aware of it.
Yes, that's first. Awareness is the first step. I think feedback is important, but not solely
No. Yeah.
looking for direction from everywhere else except yourself. So it's a good little question for you at this midpoint check-in is where are you seeking answers outside of yourself versus where can you seek the truth that you need for your answers within?
Yeah, I like to think of it as like, and if I can find some of those things, then what's separating me from believing that I don't have the answers within? Like, where am I hearing narratives or believing things or reading things or consuming things that are telling me that I'm separate from source, that I'm separate from knowing? And do I need to do a little culling of my media diet or whatever, right? Like, is there anything? So it's like, am I seeking it? And then if so, where? And then why? Like, what's happening? What's happening with that separation of how do I not remember that, like, I can get the downloads, you know?
Yeah, that
or
I can
muscle
trust,
test, or there's a lot of,
trust myself.
I can trust myself.
Yeah, I can trust myself to get new information and make a decision that feels right for me.
So that's a good halftime, mid-year check-in.
Halftime, mid-year, yes. Where are we going to let that energy come? And it's going to be uncomfortable because it's not what we've been doing. We've really been doing a lot of authoritative, top-down.
Ask for permission.
As a society, they've really been preaching this since the days of the kings.
Yes, that thou shalt do what I say.
Thou shalt.
Thou shalt. They were shouting all over themselves, like shoulding.
Shouting. Don't shout yourself.
Okay, well, sorry from this little Katie humor. All right, we're back. So, okay, another energetic thing that's happening is we know we're in the year of the fire horse, and there's lots of planets and reasons why that's the case, and I'm not going to tell you why because
Google it.
Okay, but we know everybody got all pumped about the year of the fire horse. They're like, we had just came off the year of the snake. We shed, and now we're going to run. Well, what I've learned is that specifically what's happening mid-year right now, the energy of the fire horse, it changes. But right now, the energy of the fire horse is like, oh no, sister, don't be running full throttle without awareness. Because if you were asking for something or you stated intentions or you said you want this type of life or you want this in your career, and your actions are different and you start running, I'm going to trip you.
I almost think of it as like a bull in a china shop. Like there's going to be a disaster following that thing.
Oh, that's the best analogy. It's like the fire horse in a china shop.
Yeah,
it's like you let that thing go without awareness and direction and it's going to cause chaos.
Shatter. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's the visual.
Okay, so mid-year, you're saying the general energy is, yes, alignment, shedding, and this energy so far has been really trying to move fast. Like that is the energy that wants to move, is fast.
It wants to move fast, but it needs direction.
Yeah.
And it's saying if you are incongruent with what you say you want and what the systems you're setting up or the actions that you're doing, it's going to hurt a little bit.
It's going to be a little bit of a mess.
Yeah. And so like I can give a really good example right now. So I have a book coming out. What I say I want is to be a best-selling author and to use it as a platform to like speak to audiences and be evangelical in my message in the sense that like I believe that the missing piece in leadership is neuroscience and biology. And I think if we could hone that, we could create more human-centered organizations and we don't have to burn out and we could live life in joy, like, oversimplified. But I do believe and I do want that large life, the large ability to positively impact other people. I want to be a part of a movement. Well, I can't just like not do something about it. So I have to think about, where do I need to share my message? Do I need to send some emails that make me feel uncomfortable where I don't want to self-promote or like, that kind of getting in your head stuff around but I need to act in alignment and I need to be able to set up the systems, get the support, find the outlets, whether it's social media or website, so that people who are magnetized to the message or who need the message are able to find me. I can't be like, I really want to be a part of a beautiful movement and then go live in a cave.
And then it's just supposed to happen all on its own with no action, right? Yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling the exact same energy of there's momentum in the right direction, but at the same time, things are getting brought up. The embers are lighting up a little bit, and it's a little bit of disorganized chaos. It's like very fast. It is moving in the right direction, but it's not necessarily easy. Fire horse doesn't mean everything's perfect.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it means burning what doesn't work and moving fast, no matter the outcome.
Yeah, so awareness matters. Like that's what we're talking about. That pause matters because you can take a moment to pause it. We've talked about this before, but it's like, are you on the roller coaster ride, or are you taking a moment to watch the roller coaster and choose what highs and lows you want to be a part of?
Yeah.
What ride? Yeah.
Fire horse energy. So we're going to carry this fire horse energy throughout the whole year.
Yeah, and I think it's important for our community to know, like, we're not talking about this from some, like, ivory tower ethereal place. We literally have it on our calendars tomorrow. We didn't decide where we're going. We need to figure that out.
We will.
Okay. But we have it on our calendars. From our goal setting, which we shared with you, our goal setting earlier this year, we actually walk the walk. We're holding each other accountable. We're going to say, hey, remember when you said you would, or are you pivoting? And it's not any kind of shame. It's holding the container in space.
It absolutely is. And it's just holding honesty and integrity for yourself, truthfully. And doing that with being witnessed is really important part of the process. It's really easy to look at your own list by yourself and say, I'm not on track, and then do nothing, right? It's a lot. The human psychology proves there's data to support that stating something out loud, having somebody support you, makes you much more likely to follow through with what you're trying to achieve.
Yes, it does. And it's been so beautiful because out of those conversations, we've been able to connect each other to different resources or things too. And what I've come to understand even more about women is that we need more oxytocin than men do. And we really thrive on that oxytocin. And so that's something about in that community and then sharing the collective or saying, hey, try this out, or I have someone who could maybe help you with that. So that collective, the power of community and I guess being witnessed was a good way to say it.
Yeah. And having space held for what you know you need to do feels really uncomfortable, and what do you need to actually just lean in. That's a huge piece, because otherwise you just avoid that discomfort nonstop. We can't do that, people.
I know. I mean, we are such fun little complex beings that we can totally create our own mind trick to avoid something.
Yeah, a lot of them.
You know, there's a psychological concept around loss. It's called loss aversion, and humans feel and perceive feeling 3 times as much pain if they think they're going to lose something than if they think they're going to gain something.
Isn't that wild? Our little brains are just programmed to protect us.
Yeah.
That is their main job.
I know. And
overdrive.
So I think people sometimes it's hard that avoidance allows us to be like,
if I'm not creating a problem, I'm just going to let it be.
If I don't look at it, then I didn't lose it or whatever. Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so mid-year check-in, we're going to do some self-reflection. That's going to be an important step of really where are you? Where did you want to be? Where do you feel how you expected to feel? Now's the time.
Yeah.
Now's the time to really sink into that.
And I think, too, a little spoiler for tomorrow, Katie, is where do I give myself permission to look back on what I said in January? Which, by the way, since you, speaking of having witnessing, do you not feel that I'm in an insanely different energetic place than even in January?
Yes.
Wowzer.
Yeah.
So, I set goals from a literal different frequency.
True.
I might really need, spoiler alert, I need to readjust.
Yeah.
And just permission granted, right? Permission granted that just because the calendar says 2026, don't feel held to any kind of, we just did an episode on chronological time, right? Honor what you need.
Yeah, I think that's very important. People often talk about goals, and it really is rooted in capitalistic expectations and maximum efficiency, right? And that doesn't incorporate the human component, the balance, the rest, the emotional improvements, relationship dynamics that just take time, right? So give yourself permission to say maybe the last half of the year is for nourishment. Maybe it's for slowing down. Maybe it's for honest inner work, it doesn't have to be about productivity. So I just want to make sure that we're very clear, even though we're being fun and punchy about half year, midway point, a check-in, it's not about productivity necessarily. Everybody's going to be different. So honor that for yourself.
Yeah, my publishers also like coach me and stuff, and we have this sort of joke that we use. It's like, are you searching for a sticker? Like, are you looking for a sticker? Or you want to keep your sticker? It's like that idea of like reminding ourselves that sometimes we think we're just collecting these badges or these stickers of like throughout life, and like what's really the currency of points if you're in academia or a certificate. Like, I don't know. So it's just like a funny little, I like to think of
That's
that.
fun. Yeah. Yeah. We love collecting stickers. That is fun, but
Yeah.
not at the expense of,
Girl,
that.
especially if it was Lisa Frank back in the day. You are the embodiment of a Lisa Frank sticker folder. How am I just having this live download community? Oh my God.
Yeah, my Pinterest vision board for my brand identity and my soul identity is definitely on that. And so is our higher downloads.
Oh, higher downloads. We are so Lisa Frank. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Yep.
That's
Because we
right.
live life in HD.
That's right.
So much color.
So what else is happening in the ether?
Pluto.
Pluto.
You hate Pluto.
I have a whole Pluto complex. It's with me all the time. I know too much. But Pluto and Aquarius, yeah, right? Isn't it Pluto and Aquarius? Yeah.
That's why the age of Aquarius, yeah.
Yeah. Sweeping through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Chiron. Big thing with Chiron. Chiron is our wound, the karmic wound we came in the world with. And a lot went on with Chiron recently. And it coincided with a very big life energetic wound for me closing. And when I looked at all the stuff that was happening astrologically, I actually don't think I breathed for a whole minute because I was like reading what was happening and I'm like, you can't make this up. Like it was a true closing of a real wound, a real energetic wound. And I'll never get it right. It's like the trine or the square or something with Chiron.
Yeah. Yes. I have seen some of that. And wasn't there one about what was in the nodes, like the essence of
South and North nodes?
Yeah, I can't remember which planet it was.
Your nodes matter. One is your
This is like
past, one's your destiny.
Broad strokes shift. And I remember the essence of what really stuck with me when I was reading about it is about kind of ties into the guru complex thing kind of dissolving and the authoritative, like the way the authoritative structure is shifting instead of being from top down to being self-directed a bit and learning how to trust yourself, but also I'm like, these are all layering at this point, but now combining with the fire horse energy and the message kind of from the nodes and all of that was about taking the next right step.
Yes.
And being comfortable with knowing that you don't know exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
The end step.
I remember now we talked about, it said, is this right? Versus can I take the next right step?
Yeah.
Like this sort of all-knowing, predetermined, hierarchical, this is right with like, what's my next step? We've talked about my next aligned step.
Yeah. But it's a total shift in energy, and the fact that the astrological energy is shifting to this is our reality. Whereas, how many structures can you think of that really have been like, here's your plan for your next 50 years, follow the path, here's the ladder, here's the next thing you do, and that's dissolving. So that's kind of the energy, like we're in that pivot point.
It almost feels like, I go back to our time episode, I feel like there's a collective energetic shift to get humans to look at the now. Like, can you be present? Like, I feel like that's what it's pushing us to.
I like that interpretation. I hadn't thought of it that way. I can see that.
That's what it feels like to me. At the time of this filming, Katie, Mercury's still in retrograde.
Tell me about your Mercury retrograde.
Okay, so I used to be like, oh no, technology's going to mess up. And like it still does. But guess what I found out from the Star Path app? Mercury is my chart ruler. Dun, dun, dun. Holy cow. No wonder I brace and squeeze my butt cheeks when Mercury's coming. It affects like 5 of my houses. And I'm like, okay, but it's not always bad.
Okay.
So like, okay, Neptune is known as the planet of like illusion. So if Mercury's in retrograde and then it's affecting this thing with Neptune, then instead of illusion, I'm getting clarity because it's retrograde.
Retrograde.
Yeah. So, and the way I've now come to understand it through like, the prompting through AI, Star Path app and like the pattern app and different things is retrograde is just like a revisitation of like, are you sure? Or like, let's look at this again. Or like,
I guess I've always envisioned it as like a little bit of a just disruption.
Yeah,
Not necessarily like, oh, it's bad, but like it's just not going to go as smoothly, or it's gonna be a little kink in it, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, it's not going to be smooth. I think that's it's like a buckle up.
And I think that's good because we need times, right? You have to know what you do want, you have to know what you don't want, and things have to go wrong to really know what it is to be right. So
it's a step one moment, in the words of Abraham Hicks, where she says it creates contrast.
That's right.
It's like, well, I didn't know what I wanted, but now I know I don't want that.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Retrograde is happening, but it's almost done, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another few days.
Yeah, it happens
It'll be done
several
by the
times
time
a year.
it comes out.
Yeah, it will be. But just to talk kind of back into the collective. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so also it'll probably be done when this comes out too, but like I have also talked about just collective energies, the World Cup. Mm-hmm. So that's been kind of fun to ride collective like highs and lows of different countries and the joy that it can bring collectively. And I got insanely obsessed with Norway and the Viking row and Erling Haaland. Oh my God, like just all the fun stories. The Spain's in the finals now, and that story of he just turned 19. What's his sweet little name? Yamal. I don't know. There's just all the stories. You know, we've talked about sports before, and as I just think about how that literal, that energy, like think, you know, in the stadiums they'll do the wave.
Yeah.
Like the wave of energy that the World Cup has produced, and
especially for us here in the U.S. where it's happening. Hosting, you know, I think it. I'm sure other countries that I've hosted feel that same way, but we're really seeing it, and it's a different experience for us for this cycle.
Yeah, so I had someone tell me that the World Cup has brought their neighborhood together. Like people were noticing people were wearing jerseys, or the kids were playing soccer more outside, and they started to like invite each other over to play. And she was like, I just didn't even know I had to owe the World Cup, like that I was going to get to know my neighbors better. And I just was thinking about that as like collective energy of like how cool that gets to break down barriers and walls. I don't know what that has to do with the middle of the year, but maybe.
But we're appreciating it because I mean I know for the last few weeks people have been watching and not taking a bit of a break. I've definitely heard many people say that they're watching it in the middle of the day at home and like just having
workplaces putting on the 2 o'clock
Yes, like, and I love that. I think that's great timing for just what we're talking about.
It is. My family's definitely had World Cup fever, and my son's been, doing his own little like bracket in his mind, and it's been really fun. So, anything else?
I know. Are there any other parting thoughts, questions, reflections based on the energies? I know we talked a bit about just really what's the next right step, not necessarily what's the 10th step down the line on what's right or wrong. It's just what's the next best one, and keep going down that road. And how can you trust yourself? That's what the energies are asking of you.
They are. Wait, download. Just talked about sports. Halftime show, half thing. To keep the stands, the people from leaving, is the field empty at halftime? No. Super Bowl, anything. There's entertainment. So I am going to challenge and invite our community and us to how are you at the halftime-ish point of this year celebrating, entertaining yourself.
And going in the locker room to reflect on how the first half was. Look at us and our sports analogies.
Oh, look at a little sportsness. Go sports. But no, like I was thinking about that. I'm like entertainment, like how do we release, like have some joy, and then give yourself the space to go in the locker room and say, all right, team, is this how we want to keep playing?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to our time together tomorrow, and I will do some reflection, but I just want to thank you in advance for holding this space for me to have live downloads.
Live downloads. I can't wait to see what we come up with tomorrow because I know we've already cooked up a lot this year, and it never stops, and we're very excited. So
yeah. I'm like, now I have it in my head of like, oh no, I'm not gonna let the fire horse loose in the China shop. We're gonna give that fire horse direction.
That's right.
Okay. Right. Share any of your tricks, tips, or things that help you get back on track. And until next time,
trust your higher downloads. You just experienced another higher download. We are so grateful you joined us on this journey.
Yep. So if you're feeling that high vibe energy and want more, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. so you never miss an episode.
And if this episode sparks something in you, we'd be over the moon if you'd share it with someone who might need this download too.
Yep, connect with us on Instagram at Higher Downloads, where we share more behind the scenes magic and some bonus content.
You can also find full episodes, transcripts, show notes, and resources at higherdownloads.com.
Until next time, trust your downloads and keep vibrating higher.